which if you've not heard of this.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, Sniff Spot is kind of like Airbnb
For yards.
for your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, let's just set the scene. Like, let's say you live in a small house or an apartment in a metro.
Yeah. You're on the
Downtown
5th floor
Des Moines.
downtown. And
Right. And you have this wonderful dog, nowhere to take it to. You've been to all the dog parks. They're bored. They're ready for something new. A, get hooked up with Chasing the Wild. Our volunteer, Kim Smith, she does nature hikes and walks.
Pack walks.
Yeah. That's a great resource. And then there's also Sniff Spot. So it's basically like you rent a yard
for like an hour. It's like $8.
Yeah,
Like go there for an hour.
Stupid cheap. And they're all over.
They're all over the country. So if you're vacationing and your dog needs a yard to run in, Sniff Spot.
Oh my dog. Dog. Oh my dog.
Oh my dog, hey.
Oh my dog, hello.
We're back.
Back again.
We are. We might stay more on track this up. No, we won't.
Probably not.
It's the same day.
No, don't even.
You guys are screwed.
It's fine.
It'll be entertaining.
Probably. I was doom scrolling the other night, and on one of our local city group Facebook pages, there was a post about a gal that had about a year ago rehomed a dog. I initially thought she was part of a rescue, and then I realized what group I was in. I was like, oh no, she just rehomed seemingly a dog of her own.
Yeah.
Is that what you gathered?
Yes, she rehomed her own dog.
Okay, she rehomed her own dog, or a dog that she had
helped or whatever. Regardless, she was responsible for the dog. She placed it in this
personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't through a rescue or
No.
through us at all.
No.
And well, I'm not going to read it word by word, but basically she had rehomed this dog about a year ago, almost a year ago to the day, and received a missed call from the new owners, and they informed that they needed to get rid of the dog without any questions asked. Okay. And she went and picked up the dog, and it was very clear that the dog had been severely neglected, and he was covered in scabs and bruises. Hips, ribs, and spine were all showing.
And she's got pictures.
And there were pictures.
It's not good.
To verify that. And she was asking for donations because the dog was currently at an emergency vet in Des Moines being treated for neglect.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And she had included her Venmo and her PayPal and all the things. And it's like, oh my gosh, okay. And we had been tagged, actually, if you look at the comments.
Oh, God.
Someone locally had tagged a foster of ours in the area and asked if there was anything Oh My Dog could do to help. And I was like, if this person reaches out to us personally
and wants to relinquish the dog to us at
yeah,
this point, because obviously she rehomed the dog. She doesn't want the dog. She's just helping it because she cares enough to help.
Yeah.
But
and if she's got it handled, I'm going to let her handle it.
Right.
We've got enough problems.
Yeah.
We're not looking for any.
Right.
But these types of posts are not the time nor the place to be posting things educational.
No.
That just makes you look like an asshole.
Right.
But
now is
it prompted it prompted me to screenshot it and send it to Kara and say, this is for discussion at the podcast. We have a whole podcast on how to rehome your dog DIY. If it's a dog that we personally, as a rescue, cannot help, there are things that you can do on your own to rehome a dog safely. And there we talk about things that you can do, like looking people up on all the sites that we have, and doing meet and greets and how to do meet and greets, and paperwork and how to handle all of that. So,
well, and I think,
and maybe all of that was done, and all of that could have been done, and the same outcome could have happened.
Right.
I'm not saying that
we
did
talk
anything
about it
wrong.
No, we talk about this all the time, though. Like, that's a huge fear. You trust the wrong person.
It's even a fear under rescue.
That's what I'm saying. For us,
right?
It's a huge fear.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. I worry about that all the time, and I try to convey to all of our fosters, like, we are, as far as rescues go, very hands off. Like, we bring people into our foster mutt mafia world that we trust. We train you up. We give you all the resources that we can, but ultimately it's our
Your judgment
foster's
call.
responsibility and your call to ensure the lifelong health and safety of the dog. So I hope and think that Oh My Dog and all of its volunteers are of the same mindset that, yes, this is my responsibility, and that they take it seriously.
Right.
But no matter what, these situations can happen.
And people
anywhere.
can fool you. I mean, like, remember Rosita? Like, that guy, and well, it was mostly his girlfriend. If he came on his own, I would have been more questionable. But
Right.
like, she came back covered in scabs and scars because he did not listen to a word that I said. And like, I've been doing this for 15 years. Like, there's a lot of things can happen. However, in the moment when you get that dog back, instead of her privately, like, taking that dog in and asking, like, for crowdfunding on her own, I mean, I have to assume that she called and asked for help, but maybe it was so urgent that she had to just go straight there. I don't know. But either way, it's an unfortunate situation, and yet another reminder, if you're not willing to commit, don't take in a dog. We just had the surrender thing, and it was a girl, and she sent a message on behalf of her friend. Did you see that one? And she said, my friend just took 2 huskies out of a drug house.
Yeah.
And she can't keep them. I was like, why did you take them?
Right.
Because now you are in trouble for something that was not your responsibility. You're not a rescue. You don't have the resources. We can't help you right now. I don't know what you're going to do with those dogs. Like, how they ended up.
Like, your heart was in the right place, but we didn't play the tape.
Like, you have to have a
reel.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a plan if you're going to try and help a dog. Like, you can't just do it and then hope that someone else is going to solve the problem that you took on.
Right.
Like, it's on you now. So this is now your problem.
And 9 times out of 10, it becomes an emergent situation. Like,
always,
I can't hold these dogs anymore.
Like, I took them and they have to be gone by tonight. It's like, now you're the problem again.
It's like the bat phone call at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, I took this pit bull mix off of Craigslist. Like,
and now it's emergency at 5 a.m. Get out of here.
Is it though?
No.
I think maybe you need to sit with that for a minute. Maybe learn a lesson or two.
Yeah.
But, in the meantime, here's this dog. And it's like, okay, well, ultimately, always our priority is the dog. So in this particular situation, again, I'm not chastising this person. Obviously, their heart was in the right place. Obviously, they're trying.
Well, I'm glad they went and got the dog when they did and, like, got it out of the situation and all of the things. But
they could have easily just ignored the phone call.
Been like, nope, I gave that dog away a year ago.
That's your problem now.
Right.
And it would, probably end up in a much more terrible situation than it's in now.
Right.
Rescues like us, we try to build up funds to be able to address situations like this in the case that they should happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, reach out and help. And by the way, we got a call on the bat phone from Iowa State, who was an employee that works at Courtney's clinic or something, and they were asking for help with a dog that got hit by a car. And we had her on the podcast, but I just wanted to say again, there is a nonprofit called the Porter Rinsky Foundation, and this is for people that run into an emergency. They land in the emergency vet, and if you meet the income criteria, so obviously you can't have like a super high income and like get this like free money for your dog because it got hit by a car. But like if you're truly in need and can't afford an emergency vet situation, they will give you up to $1,500 to help like get it taken care of that night and just at least get it seen, have the diagnostics done, and
get it stabilized,
get it on the way. So they have an application on their website, and so that's an option for you before you have to like surrender the dog to rescue if it's something you don't want to do. If it's your dog and it's truly an emergency, there's some options out there for you.
Yep. That's not the first call we've gotten from Iowa State.
No, somehow we got on the Rolodex.
Nor the last. I was telling Mom about that. I said, I think we're on the list. That was a 2 a.m. phone call that I got, which I'm much more reachable at 2 a.m. than I am at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Just for anybody.
Big change between 2 and 5 a.m.
Big change. So that was top of the list. A couple other things we want to talk about.
Well, I was just going to make a note about that. We saw there was a recent news article about a big rescue intake in Cedar County, Iowa. So this was a backyard breeder. 2 years ago, they got in trouble and they had a really similar situation where they had a whole bunch of dogs that they were breeding. Things got out of control, a bunch of dogs that were deceased, sick, injured, malnourished, all of the things.
Cedar County is just to the east of Cedar Rapids and Iowa City, between Iowa City and Davenport.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know where the heck it was.
Yeah.
And so there were surgeries that had to be done for some of the dogs because they were in such poor condition. Some of them had like behavioral stuff that they're dealing with, but they had 32 dogs that came in all from that group. But this was 2 years after this almost exact same thing happened.
Mm-hmm. I remember this getting posted, yeah. That the ARL was so disappointed and blah. It's like, okay, well.
Well, so what do we do about this? So the question is like, okay, we've got 32 dogs that got released. They're all, so it looks like they're breeding like corgis mostly, it seems like from the picture.
I mean, how many breeders have been on the horrible 100 list? And there's always like
year after year.
And the horrible 100 list is across the entire country.
Yes.
And there's
the
always
ASPCA
like 4 or 5 or 6 just in Iowa alone.
At least. Yeah.
And how many of those are repeat offenders?
All of them.
Like,
they're all on there more than once.
And guys,
right.
If you're going to respond to a situation like that, you need to have a follow-up.
Well, and this one was an unlicensed breeder. So couldn't even be on the horrible 100 list because those are licensed breeders.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking like, could we get some sort of like database where all of the rescues say, you know, I ran into this backyard breeder, here's their address, here's their location, here's all their information. And then somebody, somehow, there must be some sort of funds for this, for $32 million going per year into the ARL's fund as of 2013's 990.
Mm-hmm.
What portion of that fund could we take on just checking in?
Maybe just like, yeah.
Just a quick
little
check-in.
follow-up.
Like a drive-by.
Yeah.
Make sure there's not 72 dogs out back. Good God. And I'm not saying that this is all on the ARL. I'm saying like the state of Iowa. Like,
well, yeah. I also want to just maybe
light
on
touch
that alone.
So the ARL shows up for things like this because what happens is this neglect situation gets reported to local law enforcement. Local law enforcement then says, okay, we need an agency that's big enough, that has the manpower enough to come in and take these dogs and house them, and
that has the space,
has the
blah, blah, blah,
whatever. So the ARL gets called in. None of that background of like how all of this happens ever gets said. It's always like the ARL, came and like did all of this. And so then it creates this sense of that authority. They have an authority over any of this, and they do not.
Negative.
They're just the agency that has been asked to come in to assist with this situation. The authority still remains with the sheriff's office.
Any rescues, multiple if needed, could also handle the situation.
Right.
It's not the ARL has a contract with local, not even the county, not even Polk County as a whole,
right?
Like local,
like Des Moines, and
they are contracted by the city, the specific city, to be animal control for that city. So when the ARL goes outside of those jurisdictions that they are contracted to, it's by the request of local authority.
Law enforcement is saying like, we need people that can handle this because we can't put them in our squad cars.
Exactly.
Right.
So there is a time and a place for the ARL, and there is a time and a place for not the ARL.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
and sometimes that line gets really blurry.
It does. Well, to me, I think it's tough for people because if the ARL like comes to your home and they're seizing a dog or whatever happens, like
they're not an authoritative figure.
Know your rights. The
sheriff of your county,
right,
or the police department of the city that you reside in, if you are within city limits, they have authority.
And they can inform you of your rights and what you can or can't be doing with your life and your animals and all of your things. So not saying that we want to defend like these people that were doing
Absolutely
this hoarding,
not.
like awful.
But know your rights.
Yeah. And
understand who has authority to enter your home and who does not.
Right.
And this somewhat, I mean, there are some side ties to our 2 episodes ago about, shit hits the fan and bugging out. Like, you also need to know where the rules are.
Right.
And you need to understand what the rules are. And I think the laws around, in especially in Iowa, around animal cruelty and animal rights, like, a lot of people don't understand that. Like, there's always so many questions when these hoarding operations get infiltrated and get shut down. It's like, well, why wasn't anybody on that? Well, because the dogs had shelter, the dogs had access to food, and the dogs had access to water.
Right.
And those are the only 3 requirements that the Iowa law that the Iowa law states to fulfill that role. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's why.
Yeah.
Here's the Iowa code,
Right.
read it up.
Well, and there's offshoots of that too, of course, for like abuse and neglect and things like that. So in situations like these, I think why I brought this up is that I wonder if, and maybe that's us, maybe that's a group of us being rescuers in the state of Iowa that creates this list, and then we ask for action to say like, hey, in the last 48 months, these people were cited and convicted for severe and large cases of animal cruelty, neglect, and hoarding. Could we request from local law enforcement a check?
Follow up.
Because usually, if we remember with our friends that was our Indianola episode, but they ended up being from where?
Norwalk. And in Boone County.
Yep.
All that Boone County took to kick off that 150 surrender to ARL was a welfare check on a human being on that property.
Right.
So even if you call in something
and say, hey, can you just go check? I think
can you do a welfare check on so and so?
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to take up law enforcement resources when we shouldn't. We're not saying that. But what I am saying is if we had some sort of list where we all were paying attention to what was happening and then paying attention back in, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen this exact same story in the state of Iowa with the ARL going out, taking 40 dogs, and then a year later taking another 40 dogs, and even this time there were 17 dead. Like, why does this keep happening repeatedly? It's because there's no checks and balances as to when and why and who and what and where, what's going on. No one cares. Once they get the animals out of there, they get their news story, the animals get saved, the people get a tiny slap on the wrist and a year of probation, and then no one gives a shit anymore until it happens again.
And nobody hears the stats on how many of these dogs ended up at the ARL, which, by the way, is not a no-kill shelter.
Right.
How many of them had to be euthanized?
Right, because they do mention
one
behavioral
reason or
issues.
another.
Yeah, these are a bunch of corgis that I'm seeing in the pictures. I guarantee you 32 corgis in kennels that were breeder dogs, they're not auto-adoptable. Those dogs they need a lot more than from kennel to household. They're not going to a doorstep tomorrow. So, yeah. Anyway,
well, I mean, that's even the doodle situation that we responded to in Boone County. It's like, yeah, the ARL came in and they took 150 some dogs off the property, and I mean, yeah, that was incredible. I mean, a huge effort on their part.
Yeah,
huge. I mean, that's 100. I don't even know what I would do with 150.
I know,
but I'm just saying, who came in and cleaned it up a year later?
Right.
Who came in and followed? Who
followed up?
Who followed them for a fucking year?
Yeah,
and who reported it to IDALS and said, hey, they're still doing this. They're still operating. They're still doing this. They're still operating. And then who got convicted because of it?
Yeah.
Like, it takes consistent follow-up. And I know we've talked about this before. I think we've talked about this before. The number of livestock inspectors for IDALS for the entire state of Iowa, 9.
Are there even that many right now?
No, because we are supposed to be inspected as a rescue. We are supposed to be inspected annually, and our annual license is in January, and we still haven't been inspected.
Yeah.
And I call Doug, who we have a very nice relationship with at the IDALS, and I said, hey, just FYI, like, are you, do I need to be available? Like, happy to walk you through anything, happy to walk you through our paperwork, like,
What do you need?
Do you want to schedule this, or do you want to surprise? Like, what? I don't care. Is somebody coming? Because you're 6 months past due. And he's like, no, we still don't have somebody for your region, which our region is Central Iowa,
Right.
Like Polk counties, Boone
So
County,
that's
Storm
us,
County, Warren County. It's
but
like,
that's also the
Central
large-scale
Iowa.
dog breeders that are not getting inspected.
exactly.
That's a problem.
And
yeah.
you want to know why they can't hire for that position? A, because you have 9 people for the entire state of Iowa. And those people have to handle not only rescues, shelters, they also handle
Groomers,
vetting, vets, groomers, boarding
place.
facilities, hog confinements, cattle yards, poultry farms, the whole bit. It's too much.
Yeah.
There's not enough people to handle all of it. And, luckily we're all, we're keeping all of our records still
Right.
up and clean. We're ready to go at any point in time. But there's obviously people like these breeders that aren't.
And they don't care.
It's not that they don't care. They don't have anybody to follow up on it.
Well, I mean, when I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
When I
Yeah,
say they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
care, I mean,
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah,
there's who is going to follow up on it?
yeah,
Who is following up on it?
nobody. So anyway, I wonder, like, if there's something like as a grassroots effort that we could do, and then begin
The mobile mutt mafia.
the mobile mutt
The
mafia.
MMM.
Mm.
Mm.
So anyway, I just brought that up to bring the idea of a watch list to the table and see what people have to say or think about that. Like, if we created a watch list, and it has to be a warranted and like documented situation where dogs are removed. It's not just like, oh, well, my neighbor's got 6 dogs and I think that's one too many of what they should have. Like, not that crap.
And the other thing that plays into that idea as well is the do not adopt list.
Yeah,
Like-
we do have one of those.
Like us as OMD, we have a do not adopt list. And other rescues that we work with, or other
there are groups that are
there's
private.
decision maker groups
Yep.
that we're a part of, and they have do not adopt to lists.
Mm-hmm.
And that's across multiple rescues, and I'm sure all the
I
rescues
wish there was
the other
one that
rescues,
was
like,
more
we
unified.
need like a universal registry of DNAs.
yeah.
you know?
And the sex offender registry did it. Why can't we do it for
Exactly.
dogs?
We need a web developer.
Like a
A
state
cross-reference.
agency I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, it's a thought. It's an idea. I was just thinking like large scale issues that we keep seeing flipping
Yeah.
around and returning. It just seems like quite a bit in Iowa based on like,
Mhm.
exactly what you're saying. So
Why are we saying it again and again?
it's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
So anyway,
And other fantastic news, though, we have she's part of the, is she part of the mafia officially? She's a friend of yours for Sniff Spot.
yes. Well, she's in the Mutt Mafia. They can't foster because their dogs are not as welcoming to other dogs in their home, but they have a
Fair enough.
cool yard that's fenced. And a friend of mine who just started a Sniff Spot, which if you've not heard of this,
Yeah, if you're not familiar, Sniff Spot is kind of like Airbnb
for yards.
for your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, let's just set the scene. Like, let's say you live in a small house or an apartment in a metro.
Yeah. You're on the
Downtown
5th floor
Des Moines.
downtown. And
Right.
you
And you have this wonderful dog, nowhere to take it to. You've been to all the dog parks. They're bored. They're ready for something new.
Mhm.
Get hooked up with Chasing the Wild.
Mhm.
Our volunteer, Kim Smith, she does nature hikes and walks.
pack walks.
Pack walks.
Yeah.
That's a great resource. And then there's also Sniff Spot. So it's basically like you rent a yard.
For like an hour. It's like $8.
Yeah,
To, like
it's
go there for an hour.
Stupid cheap. And they're all over.
They're all over the country. So if you're vacationing and your dog needs a yard to run in, Sniff
Yes.
Spot.
If you have certain parameters, like you want a water feature, or it has to be fenced in, or there's like pollinator situations where they're like big acres of
Yeah.
different.
And they built a little corner that has like it's like a sandbox for the dogs to dig in.
dig spot.
Yeah, a dig
Yeah.
spot, and they flip it up open when you come, and
Got,
you're
like sand and
things for them to look for and sniff out
play and dig,
yeah.
and they
Yeah.
can just go wild. It's like a mini vacay for your pup.
Well, and we've talked about this lightly before, but there is so much scientific evidence and proof and research that allowing your dogs to quite literally sniff new things is incredibly important for their mental health. So like when you're on a walk and you're on a rush and you want them to potty and you got to get to work and whatever, and you're on the run and you're not letting them sniff, that's not helping them. They're getting they're mentally
they're
like
relieving themselves, but that's about it.
Yeah, so they're going potty, but they're not getting what they need like at their core. And apparently sniffing is like the number one activity that they can do to like mentally exhaust themselves, to like stimulate their brains as well. So it's really important. And when you go to these different places that are safe and secure for your dog that are different, you're going to start seeing like a big behavioral change. They're not going to be so anxious. They're going to have like different things that they're experiencing and doing. And it's good for them to like
explore the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
And it's different from a dog park where there's going to be
all these
other dogs and other stimuli other than the actual environment that they're in.
Nature is important for dogs.
I remember when Aaron and I had an apartment downtown, and so obviously we'd have to go walk all the dogs, like the whole thing, which I was not like privy to. Like I've always lived in the country, on an acreage. Like my dogs have always just ran wild. They can go and smell whatever they want. It's like
so the downtown walk was new.
And I remember getting a little bit frustrated about how long this situation would take.
Yeah.
I mean, loading up your dog and taking them downstairs, and you're walking this little concrete path, and there's like a little patch of mulch.
Yeah,
like, not
that's
even
where
grass.
They have their potties
like,
on the mulch. Yeah.
And I remember feeling so bad for them. Like, this is not cool. And I was so happy that, that was when we had an apartment downtown, and then we would go home on the weekends and they'd have the yard and everything. But for somebody that lives downtown, like permanently, full time,
maybe your dog wants to go sniff some things.
Like, I mean,
and they're sniffing stuff. They're smelling other dogs and other things. But like to go out into nature and experience like the wild, as they say, like that's pretty cool. And like, and also just an adventure for you. You're gonna go to this place. Like it'll be fun.
Stop and get a Starbucks. Get a little pup cup.
Bring a tennis ball and go play with your dog in a yard for a little bit.
Go to a sniff spot. Hang out. Bring a cooler. I don't give a shit.
They don't care either.
Yeah. Let them just freaking chill. Take your friends. I see these TikToks like your dogs only see what you take them to see.
Yeah.
Take your dogs with you.
Yeah.
It's like so true. And also the world is getting more and more dog friendly. Like we're pushing, and the next generation where there's a whole wave of child free coming through that has all these dogs, and they're looking for places to go and looking for places to be. So also, if you're looking for a side gig, if you're looking for a little extra income, maybe you have a backyard that is dog friendly and you're happy to, open the gate to other people.
Yeah.
Let them come by. And also, I think I haven't been on the site as far as like setting up as a sniff spot.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you can put on there like my dogs will be there too, or let me know if you're coming and if your dog's not friendly, I'll put my dogs up or whatever.
Yeah, so your dogs stay inside. When they come do the sniff spot, your dogs stay inside and they book a time. So like, okay, they're coming at 1. I got to let my kids out to potty at 12:30, and then we're going to stay inside for their time at 1, unless they, like, you could have a conversation and they could request, like, hey, if your dog's friendly, let them out to play. But, like, the rule typically, and I think it's, a liability thing, is, like, you get the yard. Like, you're renting my yard for an hour.
Okay.
Essentially. I was going to say, too, there is another one. So she's set up on both Sniff Spot, and it's called the Roam app, so Rome. And that's another one. They're not as popular here yet, and both of them
I've heard of
Sniff
Spot. I haven't heard of Roam.
Yeah, Roam's newer, but anyway, she's on both of them. But
so even there's a side gig if you're if you're looking to do a little side hustle.
I will say,
rent your yard out.
Make sure if you go do that, you pick your own dog's poop up. And if you have a sniff spot, obviously people will complain if you don't, but make sure it's cleaned up of your dog's waste as well, because we got to be careful of like parasites and things like that, like when dogs come across each other's poos. But other than that, I think it's the coolest thing. I love it. So
And there's definitely higher value sniff spots than others. Like if you have a pool or if you have a dig spot,
Yep.
like our friend does.
Oh, I also told her, because Jangles likes the tether ball. I was like, you guys should get a tether ball. So
Easy peasy to put in, right?
she hung it in their tree, one of those balls. So now when they go out there, they have like the little, like, I don't know what they're called, the jolly ball thing that they can jump up after. And they love that crap.
Perfect.
So it's perfect. Anyway, yeah, very cool.
Check it out.
Yes. Okay, well, let's dive into our...
We should put that on our resources page.
Yeah, we should. We will.
Sniff spot.
Yeah, sniff spot. We need to make the resources
I
page.
have a whole list of shit that needs to go on that page.
Oh, good,
actually.
because I was going to make it, and then I became...
Vet resources, Codapet.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All the things.
Yeah, let me know the list, and I'll get it going.
Day.
Yep, we'll get it done. But what we're going to just touch on, and it could be a highly light topic, but it's kind of fun. I'm in this group chat with Holly and her parents. And like
Which is 99%
of this,
my dad just posting videos of Tater
eating fruit.
eating fruit.
Like it's just Tater eating fruit. It could have its own like Instagram. And Tater, if you all recall, is the little puppy that Holly,
Malibu.
Malibu's puppy that Holly had birthed at her home. And
I didn't do anything.
well,
I woke up one morning and there was Tater.
and she was the only one. She was just a singleton puppy, and then
Hey,
Holly's
Tater.
parents ended up adopting
Weaning her for me.
Yeah, weaning in quotes, and she's been there ever since. And she's like a de facto cattle dog. You know, does all the things, runs around the farm, acts like a big girl, but she loves freaking fruit. And this is the first time I have experienced
She loves
this.
everything.
She eats everything, fruits, vegetables, everything. And my dogs wouldn't know what to do if I like fruit and vegetable. Like
Really?
I don't think they'd know. Like I've given them like a carrot or something maybe here and there, but
So, couple things. My dad is a late night snacker. I mean, my entire life. That's just my dad. It's 9:30 at night, he's having a snack. That's where I get it, honestly. And it could be ice cream, it could be fruit, it can be, pickles, whatever. He doesn't care. But whatever he's having, the dogs are having too. Like all of them. They just line up right in front of him. And so, yeah, Tater has watermelon, pear. She loves pears. I saw one of those Facebook reels of this dog eating peas. Like the person had opened the pea pod, and there's how all the peas are lined up, and the dog's just like mowing them down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eating each pea.
I sent that to him, and he said, "Oh, we're already on it." He had already picked his first round of peas, and apparently, when he was shelling them, he had opened it up for her, and she'd mowed down the row of peas. And then apparently he wasn't working fast enough for her, so she went and got her own pea pod and was trying to open it. But pea pods can be, kind of bitter.
Yeah.
They're not like sugar snap peas.
Right, where you can eat the whole thing. You
right.
have to like
They're
peel.
like the actual pea pod. So anyway, but she did figure it out. And I think those kind of things,
It's really good for them to like.
it's like a mental stimulus.
It's like a puzzle toy, but grown in
Yes.
your yard.
Yes. And my dogs love apples. Jax used to eat oranges like a little fiend. Otter, if you bring anything to bed, he's on it, which, I don't know, good, bad, or otherwise. That's where I eat most of my late night snacks is in bed. He loves watermelon. So now Reese loves watermelon. She's the noisiest watermelon eater I've ever encountered in my life.
Gross.
Just like ASMR, like,
Ew.
oh, it's disgusting. But there are a lot of, so now that everybody's gardens are getting going, we've got farmers markets are full blown at this time of year. There are a ton of dog safe vegetables and fruits that they're going to love that maybe you haven't considered. So give it a try. Carrots. And when I was going down this list, I'm thinking, yep, that's in my homemade diet. That's in my homemade diet. That's in my homemade diet. So a lot of these things are not only tasty, but they're very good for them. So, like I said, carrots. Dogs love pumpkin.
Yeah, it's good for their gut.
Good for their gut. Even if you put,
Unsweetened though, not like the
right, not the pumpkin pie mix.
Right.
You have to just pumpkin puree.
Yep.
It's $2.76 for a 15-ounce can at Walmart. Ask me how I know.
I give my dogs sweet potato a lot because I'll make myself like a sweet potato
Yeah.
and I can't eat the whole thing. It's like those things are huge, like the big giant sweet potatoes.
Yep.
So I put my crap, the sugar and marshmallows on the one side and then the dogs get the other side of it.
Even
So.
if you put a scoop of pumpkin on top of their kibble at night, that's awesome for them. It helps with their digestion. They love it. It's a nice little treat. Peas, like we talked about. Well, you just said sweet potato.
Yep.
Sweet potato and pumpkin.
Similar
Similar, but different.
Yeah.
My dogs love zucchini, squash, broccoli, and that's all steamed in their diet. But, they can eat it raw as well. Those things are perfectly safe for them. Vegetables that are not safe for dogs, though, would be onions.
Yes, no
I think
onions,
we all
no
know
garlic.
that. Garlic, chives, avocados, not good for dogs. Tomatoes, not good for dogs. As far as vegetables go. Fruits, apples are awesome, and my dogs love apples.
But no seeds. The apple seeds are bad.
Which I don't even. How does that? What do you give them, the core or what?
Well,
What are we doing there?
Yeah, if you like.
How are they getting the seeds?
I don't know. I'm not giving my dogs apples.
Why? They love them.
I do have apple trees. I don't think mine would like it.
My dogs love it.
And they like apples?
Yeah. When I'm eating an apple, I just bite a little chunk off, give Otter a piece. Bite a little chunk off. I mean, I get like a third of an apple, honestly.
I buy those little itsy bitsy tiny apples, and I take like 2 bites and I throw the rest away. So I should probably.
Which, by the way, if you shop at Fairway, I don't know about Hy-Vee or any of the others, but if you shop at Fairway, if you ask the produce guy if they have any rotten apples, you can get an entire case of rotten apples for $3, $2.99.
What for?
What for?
What would you do with rotten apples?
Okay, well, they're not really rotten. They might have a little dent in them or a bruise, or they might not be perfectly
Appley?
snow white apples for the general population. You know what I mean? You know what I do with them? I take them home. I make apple pie, apple butter, apple sauce. I used to feed them to the chickens. My dogs love them. You get like 40 apples for $3.
I would never have
There's nothing wrong with them. Cut the bruise out and be on your way.
Can I tell
We
you
need to
that
get
you
over
could,
this
you could come
perfection
over.
fruit bullshit?
I'm not talking about perfection fruit. I'd like you to come to my yard and take a box of apples. I throw away 2-3 city garbage bins of apples a summer. I don't want that.
You've told me this before. It drives me wild.
I hate them.
I'm coming this year.
Please. They're
love
going to be
apple
ready
butter.
soon.
Who doesn't love apple butter?
Me.
And who doesn't love apple? I mean, it's like the perfect Christmas gift. Is a freaking
apple butter?
pint of apple butter. Hello.
Don't know. I don't.
On toast? Okay. Wheat toast, medium toasted. A nice skim of butter topped with apple butter. Come on.
That's
No?
No.
Oh,
I don't like that.
shit.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not a big. Yeah, no.
Apple crisp?
I like the,
Ice cream?
I can't have
Oatmeal
ice cream,
topping?
and I'll eat the top.
Apple pie?
No, I don't like the texture of the cooked apple. I'll have it, but it's not for me. Like I'm not gonna go get
Apple cider?
liquid. Sure, I'll have that. You can add liquid to
Vodka?
that.
That's apple mash.
I like liquor. I like
Okay.
liquids.
We're going to find a solution for Kara.
I just don't like cooked fruits.
For as
a
many
whole.
dogs as you have, though, I wouldn't think you'd have a hard time getting rid of a bunch of apples.
I didn't ever one time think about giving my dog any of those apples.
It's very safe. They'll love it. Give it a whirl.
No seeds though. I've read that.
No seeds. Blueberries. I love watching videos of dogs eating blueberries.
They either love them or hate
Ugh.
them.
They can't. It's like
I've
rolls
tried to
around in
give
their mouth.
mine blueberries and they all spit them out. They're like, "Blech, I hate it."
I also have not. I wonder though if it's the outside texture. Maybe if I cut it in half.
Well, we had they made dog like a frozen yogurt thing that our kids got, and there was a blueberry frozen yogurt thing that they got, and they all went crazy for it. But I'm like, none of you will eat a blueberry. But this was like actual, just like mushed up. So I think if you like smush them up,
Maybe.
then maybe it's okay.
I honestly haven't tried. Bananas, tater freaking loves bananas.
That is so weird to me.
Loves them. Watermelon, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
I haven't tried strawberries, but they are.
My kids love strawberries. So we will do the strawberry. You cut the green part off the top,
Yeah.
and they eat that.
The green part?
They love the green part
Oh my
with like a little bit of strawberry around it. You know, if you like cut it off and you like, if there's a little bit of strawberry like left on,
Right.
they all eat that.
That's wild.
Yeah, ours have always eaten the strawberry tops. That's the one thing at our house, I guess, that we.
Now, mangoes are too expensive to feed the dogs, in my opinion.
And don't give them the pit
Right.
or the skin, I guess it says.
Pineapple, obviously, make sure it's peeled and cored. Haven't tried that either. Cantaloupe. Dad says Tater hates cantaloupe.
Doesn't like it.
She loves pears.
She's crazy about the other melon.
Watermelon.
Now, what if she ate a
Banana.
watermelon seed? It says remove seeds and rind.
Well, what's going to happen?
I don't know. I know that apple seeds have like some sort of toxin or something. You're not supposed to happen.
I don't think they're going to eat the rind anyway. But okay, but tell everybody about going back to vegetables, the sweet corn situation. Because we are, by the time that this podcast airs, we're going to be full blown sweet corn season.
It is sweet corn season.
And here's what I used to do with my little no teeth dog,
Let her nub in it.
Ladybug.
Mm-hmm.
After I ate all the corn off of it, obviously there's still, a little bit in there and some butter and whatnot. And so I would just give her the whole cob. But she was like a 4-pound Yorkie. So
With no teeth. And
with no teeth.
Couldn't eat
She
the
just,
cob.
slobbered the shit out of it and whatever. But corn cobs are actually quite.
Yeah, very dangerous for a obstruction. So we see these posts every year around this time from vets that say, hey, as a reminder, if you're having a grill out or whatever, dispose properly of, first of all, chicken bones.
Mm-hmm.
Very bad bones.
Yes.
Any sort of cooked bones is bad,
Who
bad,
did
bad.
I just see? Their dog ate a whole chicken.
Well,
one of those rotisserie chickens.
Oh,
it was
God.
somebody in
Our foster
Yeah,
just
yeah.
had one that her
Who
dog's.
was that?
Well, Dr. Laura, her dog.
That was it.
Yeah.
Her.
She thought it was Oreo. So she called me and she goes, oh my God, I think
Yes.
Oreo ate a chicken leg. Those never pass. It's going to be bad. And I said, well, just keep an eye. It'll be fine. If we have to do surgery, we have to do surgery. Shit happens, And
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, thanks for being so understanding. Turns out it was her own personal dog that ate the chicken. And Oreo was innocent, but she took both of them to have them imaged just to make sure.
Well, luckily, she's a vet. So.
Yeah, so that worked out. But yeah, so there was that. But yeah, no, but corn cobs is a common thing. You're having a grill out, everybody's having corn on the cob, you're tossing it wherever, you leave this thing on the plate, trash can, whatever. A dog eats that. They swallow it in 1, 2, 3 pieces, and it tastes good. They're excited about it. That don't pass.
Yeah.
So we're
Doesn't break
talking,
down.
we're talking exploratory surgery or like emergency surgery to get that out of their gut or their intestines or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be, many dogs have died from a corn cob. Like it's not good.
Yeah. And I also recently read peach pits.
Oh yeah. Any sort of like pit of it, like avocado, peach, mango, I guess, if you're rich enough to have those lying around.
I don't know why dogs would swallow that, but I also don't understand why dogs swallow socks and wash rags and.
My friend Liz,
that
her dog ate her
$8,000
scrunchie the other day,
situation.
and she goes, he pooped the scrunchie out, ate it and pooped it out in 24 hours, and so she was out picking up the yard. She's like, well, I found my scrunchie.
Maybe throw that one away.
I don't think she kept it.
Oof.
But yeah, dogs eat stupid stuff. So anyway, and then you can make special treats with all of these cool things. Like you can freeze them. So when it's hot out.
Yeah. Real quick though, fruits that are
Oh yeah,
not
bad
okay.
fruits.
Grapes, raisins.
Which is hilarious because I, growing up, did not know this. And I had a little Yorkie that ate so many grapes and didn't die. But they say no grapes.
Well, I also think it depends on the size of the dog. I mean, it depends on a lot of things, but best to just avoid it entirely. Like chocolate. If you have a 6-pound Yorkie that eats a entire
Baker's
chocolate bar,
yeah.
that's a problem versus a 90-pound German Shepherd that eats
a few M&Ms.
milk chocolate bar.
Yeah.
M&Ms, like not so much of a problem.
Right. And if you're ever concerned about what your dog intakes when you didn't mean for them to have it, it's $75 to call the poison control line, which is way cheaper than the emergency vet, and they will tell you if it's an emergency or not when they've ingested
if you've
something.
crossed the line.
If you've crossed the line. So, yeah.
Yeah, but some great ideas for these hot days that we're going to be in the dog days of summer here. immediately.
We found out.
And this humidity is just, I, again, hate to complain about any rain. I'm not going to complain about the rain. I'd rather, I guess. Although I did ask, what's worse, drought or flooding? And Dad was like, well, at least you can do whatever the hell you want in a drought. You're not wrong about that.
That's true.
But anyway, so some treats for your dogs, like mashed up bananas mixed with yogurt, add in some peanut butter. Make sure it is
Xylitol free. That
thank you.
1 spoonful of peanut butter with xylitol or gum, you people. I don't know. I've talked about this before. I know people whose dogs have died of this. That gum that has xylitol in it, if your dog gets a hold of that and swallows it and chews it, it's hard for the emergency vet to even save your dog when that happens because it's so incredibly toxic.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So just a quick Google search of what peanut butter has xylitol.
It's like when they say
P28
sugar-free.
brand. Yeah. Nuts and More, Crush Nutrition. I think you're pretty safe with like Jif.
Yeah.
You know.
Skippy. You're probably good.
Skippy.
Yeah.
Probably all right.
So just check the back to make sure it's truly just peanut butter and there's no additional additives in there.
Or you can make your own peanut butter.
Good Lord.
I'm just saying. It's super easy.
Well, we're talking about apple butter, peanut butter. I don't have time for any butters.
So there's that. You put them in ice cube trays, freeze them up, hand them off to your dog on your way
They
out the
lose their
door.
minds. And then you can also, if you've got like a blender for yourself, you can make like little puree type thing. We did that this weekend. Well, I didn't make it. I paid someone $6 for a tiny cup of it for my dog, but it was like blueberry and bananas, and then the other one was like peanut butter and something else, and then they put it with like a Greek yogurt puree, freeze, put it in a little tub, and then they squish it out into a bowl, and they go freaking nuts for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chicken broth popsicles as well. That's super easy.
Yeah, gross though.
Just a freaking thing of chicken broth. Now, I use chicken stock. Actually, I use chicken bone broth in my dog food recipe. Now, there's a big difference between bone broth and stock.
There's a lot of salt in some of those.
And there's sodium free on all of them,
Oh, okay.
which you can do. So chicken stock is going to have, or any kind of stock, is going to have all the things in it, like multiple vegetables. I mean,
it's more of like a
it's a more
base.
hearty, like
If you're gonna make a
liquid
soup
gold situation. Like if you're
Ah.
making potato soup, you're gonna want chicken stock.
Okay.
Okay, try it. You're welcome. Chicken broth is like just straight up chicken, like the broth off of a chicken. Like you could even take a rotisserie chicken, like after you pulled all the meat off of it, and just put the entire bones and everything in boiling water for like half an hour, and that's chicken broth. Okay. Cover it with water, boil it. That's chicken broth
And what's bone broth?
for free. Bone broth is, it's like the marrow and whatnot out of the bone. So it's more, has all the gelatin, a lot more bone broth is very much more nutritious than stock or broth.
That's not my thing. Yeah. We had growing up, we went to my middle school was in another town. They had like 17 people living there, and then a middle school. Okay.
Mhm.
And also in this town was what they called the blood plant.
I'm sorry?
The blood plant. Yes, that's right. They processed animal byproducts and blood.
I've heard of this actually, I think.
Yeah. You know, ramen noodle packets?
Yeah.
That kind of crap. That's what's made from this powdery whatever, and they like process down, and they like bake this like the powders and like broths and like that kind of stuff. You'll never experience a smell like chicken blood day going to middle school. This is all a no from me. I'll be sticking with
I think
veggie
it's a no
broth.
for me too.
Ugh.
Okay.
Stinky. It smells bad. But
Anyway,
Sorry.
you can
you unlocked a memory there.
You can take any of those things, not the blood, any of those broth, stock or broth, and make little popsicles out of them, ice cube trays, whatever you want to do. That's cool.
Yeah.
Carrot sticks, easy peasy. If you have Kongs or dog treat molds, anything like that. Like you can stuff the Kongs, which actually we just got approved. What was it called? Kong. What's that thing Nasha signed us up for?
Oh, yeah. Kong Partners or something. Which, by the way, we're going to be the beneficiary of Kong Day.
What's happening?
Fireworks.
What's going on?
Fireworks. We're being shot at. We're being mortared upon.
If you didn't listen to our last episode, we're now
Good
experiencing
Lord.
fireworks.
There's
It
been
is June 30th. So there you go.
We better hurry up. It must be dark out there. It is getting late. Oh my gosh, we're getting fired upon.
Anyway, Kong.
Yeah,
What?
we're Kong partners or something, and they're gonna give us like stuff. I don't know. But anyway, at Paws and Pints, they do a Kong Day where if you show up as a patron, they give you like a free Kong with peanut butter and like all these types of things that you take home for your dog. And then there's all these activities put on by the brand Kong, which if
cool.
you're not familiar, Kong is like a busy toy that you give to
Yeah.
your dog if you leave. You put peanut butter in there or whatever. But you can freeze a Kong filled with any and all of these things that we're talking about. And they'll keep them busy for half the day and keep them cool if you give it to them outside, all the things.
Any sort of combo.
Yeah.
You can put, and you could even mix it in, like, you can mix in kibble with it and mashed banana, canned pumpkin. Just mix it all up, shove it in a couple Kongs, put them in the freezer overnight before you go to work the next morning, hand them out. You're on your way. They're having a ball. They love it.
Yeah.
Keeps them busy, keeps them cool. Everything's good. Ice cream, again, that's the yogurt. You can Google any of this shit. They're just great things. Now, cucumber water cubes. I used to do this for the chickens. Everybody's cucumbers always go wild, especially about the time this podcast is going to air. You're going to have more cucumbers than you know what to do with. And we want to give them away. But if you chop them up finely, or even if you put them through like a processor, mix them with a little bit of water and freeze it, it's super hydrating for your dogs.
Oh.
See if they like it. If they don't, what are you out? Cucumbers that you were going to throw away.
And actually, cucumber ice cubes sounds delightful for a human being.
Try them in a cocktail.
Yeah, that sounds great.
There's cucumber vodka out there.
There is.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah. So anyway, enjoy a sweet and cool treat with your pups this summer. It's a lot of fun to kind of play around with that stuff. And also, it's good for, again, their mental health to like try different things, have different textures, different flavors, and all of this stuff is like very healthy and good. Be careful about too much dairy. I'm always like, when I go through the drive-through and they're like, does your...
also always careful about dairy.
I don't like, that's too much dairy. Dogs should not have that much dairy. You go through the drive-thru and they're like, oh, do you want a pup cup? I say, no, my dogs don't eat dairy. Like, okay, you freaking weirdo. But they do not. It's not good for their tummies. A little bit here and there is okay. The yogurt and stuff is better than like the milk and whipped cream and things like that, of course. So, and you know,
it's always a healthy option.
All of this stuff in moderation, of course. Don't overdo it, but little treats here and there are very fun and exciting for your dog when they're hot. So,
kiddie pools. I have a kiddie pool for Dallas,
mm-hmm.
my German Shepherd.
Does he go in there?
Oh yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I'll fill it up, and it lasts for a couple days before it starts getting grungy.
Oh man, mine would have it destroyed in a day.
So dump them out, clean them out. Don't let them get all
algae. Let them sit, and then you get mosquito. Ugh.
Well, he'll lay in it, and then right when I'm doing it, he'll be like all over it. He'll lay in it, and it's super cold coming out of the hydrant.
Right.
And he'll sit in it for, just a few minutes, and then it's too cold. He'll get out. But, the next day it's warmed up a bit.
Yeah.
And he just likes to go out and lay in it.
Dolores loves to jump in those kiddie pools. When they put up multiple of them at the dog park, she'll go bounce, 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 bounce. Yeah. Just bounce from each one. It's good for them. And they can be outside a little longer if they get cooled off and things.
I happen to have an inordinate amount of 48-ounce cottage cheese containers from the dog food that I make.
Yeah.
And I will give them to anybody. I have hundreds of them, honestly.
What?
I have to take a whole thing to the recycle center because I don't have recycle pickup. I have to actually take it to the center, which is so annoying, but whatever.
Yeah.
They always look at me funny. Anyway, if you fill them up with water and just freeze them in your deep freezer, just pop them out.
Yes.
Like on your deck or something. Like if you have a dog door, just pop them out on the deck. Like
we have like those.
Even if they just play with them, lick them.
Oh, yeah. Ours get ice cubes
Jump on
every
'em,
day
whatever.
when we leave because everybody fills up their water cup and then we throw ice cubes down for the dogs on the ground and whatever. But
Yeah.
we have those like silicone cups for the hot tub that are, they can't break or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
we fill those up with water and then you can
Pop them out.
pop those out and works pretty good. It's a good chunk of ice that's easy enough.
I mean,
to
what
get
are
out.
you out? Even if they don't like it, who cares?
Water.
It's gonna melt. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah. So anyway,
Great.
yeah, it's fun. I thought that was so fun. They had like a little doggy ice cream stand. You can make it in your own house. Take your neighbor's dog's ice cream. If you're a crazy person like Holly and you're pureeing cucumbers, like what?
Whatever. They love it. What else am I gonna do?
I don't
It's not
know.
like I don't have a million other things to do.
You're gonna avoid doing the things you should be doing, and you'll be making
Exactly.
pupsicles.
If you have any suggestions or ideas, something like this, please let us know because we still have plenty of summer ahead of us. Just a quick reminder, the iCubs is having their dog days of summer. Their next date is July 29th. We will mention this again, but July 29th is I believe it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, they usually do it during the week to get some more people out to the ballpark. So
Yeah, it's a Tuesday.
do not buy your dog a hot dog, but you could take them
It's
out.
they're at dog park.
One time a hot dog.
Yeah.
Jangles would for sure get a hot dog if we went. I preach, but I don't teach. I teach, but I don't follow. Anyway,
There are probably better options.
yes.
Get an all beef, Frank.
I know him.
Corn dog. How did that corn dog get way out here? Yeah, if you have any ideas, please send them to us. In fact, if anybody has anything to say, send it to us because we haven't heard from y'all in a hot minute.
Yes. What's our
An
P.O.
email.
box, please?
A postcard, a little note, some fanfare.
P.O.
something.
box 33.
P.O. Box 33. P.O. Box 33, Madrid, Iowa 50156.
Please.
Please.
No mail this summer. Rude.
I did get a postcard from Jenny. I keep forgetting to bring it to read it off, but
Was she in Florida? Visiting
she
her
was
mom?
at the Matt Rife thing. And she was saying how they had dogs there. The ARL had dogs there.
Oh,
for
yeah.
the meet and greet or whatever.
Yes, I saw that. I saw it on the...
And how we should do it. It's like, well, we really missed out on that one. Maybe when George Strait comes down, we can bring a couple dogs
Right.
by.
We could do better than Matt Rife. That's what I'm saying. We can do better and perhaps a slightly older than Matt Rife. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, Kerr. Well, have fun with your dogs. Keep them cool. Enjoy. And I think what this episode ended up being that we didn't mean for it to be was just a reminder for your dogs to be able to experience new and different things all of the time with you.
That's true.
Because
And
it's
they are
really good for
perfectly
them.
happy at home, chilling out in the AC, man. Like,
You do not have to.
don't think you need to entertain your dogs all summer long like they're kindergartners. Like, don't send us a surrender form because you feel like your dog.
Because your kid's in softball
bored
and you're
at
not
home.
home
Like-
enough. Like, stop it.
Maybe take them to the ballpark with you. Give that a try. That's a dog-friendly environment. Take them with you. They
Yeah.
only see what you see. Take them with you. It's cool. It's fine. Everybody loves it. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if you have more than 3 dogs. Take them with you. I take 5 dogs with me every weekend to the lake.
Ah.
You can take your dog to the ballpark.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to have a great time.
We'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
Oh my dog.
What I mean when I see, what I see, what I feel, when I dream, when I be, I'm a freak, what up? Oh, what up? Everybody look at me when I'm free, when I feel, what I see, when I do it, I'm a freak, what up? Oh, what up? Say what we got, it's hot to spot, give up the drop, see what we got, do what, do what? We got to go, the body flow, too hot to show, the front row, we won't stop.